Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Todd Champion and this is Camping with Champion, and tonight we're going to be doing a little urban stealth camping behind this Highway 55 burger place. They're closed down. The actual company filed for bankruptcy, so I think all of them are closed down or something. I don't know, but here's where we're going to be staying at, right behind the restaurant. They have this cement area. This is where the trash cans and the dumpsters used to be. They've been removed, but it looks like a really cool spot. I can put a tent right here. So yeah. So I tried to shoot this video last night and I had some car problems. And I'm actually going to show you a little video, some footage from that last night while I get my camp set up here. So I'll let you see that footage for last night, and then I'll bring you back after I have camp set up and we'll go from there. My muffler has broken off. It's still attached at one place, so I can't just remove the whole pipe and throw it in the back of the truck and keep going. So I've got to get that fixed somehow. I went into the Dollar Tree trying to find some stuff to help me fix this, and what I was able to find was this pan, these two fly swatters. I have an idea. We'll see if it works, but I'm gonna try and get that fixed. I gotta try and make some kind of quick repair just so I can get back on the road. I'll try and give you a look at what I'm talking about. Gonna try and do some redneck ingenuity here, see if I can get back on the road and still get this camp done. I really want to. It is freezing out here. It's like, I think 22 degrees right now. I don't know what that is Celsius, but yeah, let me try and get this done and I will give you an update here in just a minute. I've got it fixed as good as I can using Dollar Tree supplies. I'll show you what I've done. So basically, I took that pan and I put the pipe back together and I wrapped that pan around it to try and filter the exhaust from here to the part that broke off. Then I took the plastic off the fly swatters, then I used the metal from the fly swatters to wrap around the pan to keep it secure on the pipe, and then I took the fly swatter metal and I tied it to the frame of my truck to support the exhaust pipe. I know this is very dumb, but look, I'm in a pinch here, so I just had to do what I had to do to try and get myself home. I don't think I'm going to do the stealth camp because I just don't trust this fix. I still have another 20-minute drive or so at least to get to where I was gonna go. Let me get out from under this truck. I probably look crazy under here talking to myself. But I still had another at least 20 minutes to go before I got to the spot I was gonna camp at tonight. And I just don't trust this to make it that far without falling off. And even though the exhaust pipe is still attached to the truck, I just don't want it to fall off in the road and someone else run over it or something like that. So I'm just gonna have to bail on this one. So I used this scrap metal that I had and I cut a few strips and I used it to like reattach the muffler pipe together. I don't have a welding helmet, so that's why I'm wearing this. And I'm not going to show you my finished welds because it's embarrassing, but it'll get the job done. And I'm actually going to leave that fly swatter metal that I have around it tied to the frame. I'm just going to leave that on there because I actually don't trust my welds 100%. All right, back to me camping tonight. That's how yesterday went. And after I got done welding it, the welds immediately broke. after I started driving, and I just didn't have time to do it again, so I just kind of got it rigged up again just so I could drive out here and do this camp. So let me show you around real quick, because I can't keep the light on very long because there's huge gaps in this metal wall right here, so cars can see my lot pretty easily. But here we go. So I've got my tent set up, and I've got this garbage can here trying to block some of the gaps so people can't see in as easy. I have my camp chair. Yeah, this is pretty much it. It's not too dirty back here. I do have a friend. He doesn't talk very much. Yeah, that's really gross. But yeah, that's my camp. So I actually got a little sweaty setting stuff up. I have like 15 layers of clothes on. So I'm gonna sit down in my chair for a minute, because I really don't need to be sweating out here, because it's last I checked, I think it was like 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Not sure what that is Celsius. I'll find out though. Maybe I'll put it on the screen right now. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down for a minute so I can stop sweating. It's not a good thing to sweat when it's this cold. So all right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna turn this light off before anyone sees me, and I'll check back in a few. Here's a quick look what it looks like from outside. Try and do this before any more cars come. So you can see how big those gaps are. That's why I put the garbage can to block some of the bottom of the gap off. That way you can't really see my tent. If you pull up in here and shine your headlights there, oh shit. Okay, well, this car just came by and I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna go back in my hole now. See, that's what I get for being dumb. I shouldn't have went out there. But hopefully they didn't see me. This place is closed down. You probably can't see me right now either. This place is closed down, so there's no reason to really even be looking over here, so I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go sit back down for a minute. My feet are freezing, so I've got 2 packs of these hand warmers, and I'm gonna open 1 pack of them now, and I'm gonna put them down in my boots. I'm going to put them in the tip of my boots, then put my boots back on. That should help a lot. Now I have 2 other ones. I'm going to save them for when I go to sleep. I'll throw them in the foot of my sleeping bag, and that'll help keep them warm during the night when I don't have my boots on. And I also have an electric hand warmer, and that thing is really great. I used it when I did the last camp at the mill, and I slept for 8 hours, and that thing stayed hot and on the entire time. It never did go dead, so that's really handy to have. So yeah, let me throw these in my boots and see if that helps. You have to get the air flowing through them, and that causes the chemical reaction which makes them heat up. Shake your booty. The colder it is, the longer it takes them to warm up too. I mean, obviously, I guess. If there's any reason why this isn't a good idea, let me know in the comments. But I go up to North Dakota every year and I work the sugar beet harvest, and I do this every year, and it seems to work out okay. So I put it on my foot and I slip my foot back into my boot, just like that. Then the heat warms my feet. I have so many layers of clothes on. I have like 2 pairs of thermal pants, a pair of regular pants, a pair of insulated pants. Then I got like 4 shirts on, pull over, my coat. Ooh, my feet are freaking cold. I'm thinking about, I have a brand new can of butane for my camp stove. And I'm thinking I'm going to climb into my tent and turn it on. I'll leave the door open so I don't die from the carbon monoxide. But I'll turn that on and use it like a little mini buddy heater or something. Car just went by. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to climb into the tent and try and heat it up in there with my butane stove. Okay, so I'm in the tent now. And I'm going to fire up a butane stove. I mean, this tent, it's just netting, and then the rain flies on the outside, obviously, but it's nowhere, it's properly ventilated. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry about the CO2, and I'm not just going to leave it on for hours either. Just enough to heat myself up for a few minutes, because I'm cold. Okay, let's light this up. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh, that feels so freaking good. This feels freaking great. I know I can't leave it on long, but man, that heat feels great right now. I know I've said this before, but I do not know how Steve Wallace camps in these temperatures, and he camps, you know, it's way colder than what it is right now where I'm at. I just don't know how he does it. I know better gear, obviously better winter clothing and stuff would help out tremendously, but man, I have so many layers on, and I'm not going to freeze to death, but it's still like just not comfortable, man. So Steve, if you're watching, you are a stronger man than I, but I bet you if you were to come to the southern U.S. during the summertime, I would handle that a lot better than you do. Also, I wanted to thank everyone for all the comments and everything. It's really great. I try to respond to every one of you. Sometimes I don't get notifications, like if I respond to you and then you respond back. I've noticed that sometimes I won't get that notification, so if it looks like I'm ignoring you, I'm not. I just didn't see it. But I try to respond to everyone. If you've emailed me, I'll try to get back to everyone in the emails as well. If I haven't, then I will do that as soon as possible. Also, I wanted to thank a few subscribers who actually donated to what I'm calling the gear fund. Steve has a beer fund, but I don't drink that much anymore. Occasionally I drink some beer, but so I'm calling it the gear fund. So I want to thank, I have the names here. I'm going to read them off real quick, and I'll put it on the screen too. So Will Thomas, I think it's Rowlett or Rowlett, Nancy Gonzalez, Heather, I don't know Heather's last name, but thank you, and Jim Wade. Thank you all so much. I'm going to, so I'm just going to keep, I'll let the donations build up until I have enough money, and then I will buy some new gear. Maybe a tent is what I'm thinking. I don't know. Thank you all so much. Everyone's been so great. There's always a few negative comments, which I don't get it. Like, life is hard enough without you going out of your way to try and discourage someone or put them down. Most of the negative comments are usually about my ears. They'll be like, man, you have huge ears, and it's like, dude, I've been living with these things, carrying them around for 40 years. I know how big they are. Like, you don't have to tell me. Anyways, 99% of the comments are wonderful. I really, really appreciate it, guys. I'm going to cook here in a few minutes. and I will go ahead and show you what I have. So I got one of these things. This is the first time I've ever gotten one of these like freeze-dried meals. So I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I wanted to cook some burgers out here because I'm behind a burger place. I thought that would be cool. But it's just so cold. And I didn't know what I would do with the burger grease after I was done. And this just seemed like a much simpler way to go. Because all I got to do is boil some water and pour it in that bag apparently. Like I said, I've never had one before. Hopefully it'll be good. I did look into it, and from what I can understand, or from what I see, the lasagna one and the beef stroganoff seem to be ones that most people like. The ones that most people hate are the biscuits and gravy, apparently. So I'll bring y'all back when I start cooking. Someone just pulled in. Oh my gosh. Looks like they're driving around. Oh. Okay. They're leaving. That scared me. Shit. I really gotta stop coming out here. Every time I do, a car comes by. Thought they pulled in. It is a Friday night though, and there's a highway right there, so it's pretty busy. I'm sure the traffic will calm down here in a few hours. So, I'm sitting outside the tent with the stove going. I'm just using it like a mini campfire. I realized how dumb it was to use it inside the tent, so I moved it out here. So I think I'm going to cook here in just a minute. I'm going to get some water boiling so I can get my food ready. It says it asks for a cup and a half, but I don't have any way of measuring, so I'm just gonna guess at it. Let's see. That feels like a cup and a half. I don't know. What do you guys think? This thing, I hate this stove. That's one thing I'm definitely going to use the gear fund for, is to get a new stove. These little, I don't know if you can see them, they stick out and the pot sits down on them, but they always, got it. They always fold in. Oh my goodness, I melted my gloves. I melted the fingers of my gloves when I was grabbing that. They melted together. Luckily, it didn't burn my fingers. I don't know why I do these things sometimes. I just don't think, and I just do stuff. It's the cold. I'm telling you, my brain doesn't work properly in the cold. Okay. I'm going to let this get to a boil, and then I'll bring you guys back. I really don't like having this light on top of the camera on any longer than I have to, because it is really bright. I tried to use my lantern, but it made these really weird lines in the camera display. Anyways, it just didn't look great. So I'll bring you guys back when this water is boiling, and then we'll mix it in. It's boiling, but it's not like a raging boil or anything. But I'm just gonna go ahead and try it. Gotta take these gloves off. Got no dexterity in my fingers. Hopefully I don't spill it on myself. And the instructions say to mix it up. Okay. Then we're going to seal that up. Seal that up for 5 minutes. Then we'll open it, mix it up again, and let it sit for 4 more minutes. I'm actually going to put this inside my backpack just to try and keep as much heat as possible on it. Ooh, don't spill. I'm worried that it might be so cold that it won't cook it all the way. Hopefully it does, because I'm really hungry. Oh, I was going to mention this restaurant I'm behind. It's called Highway 55. And I was doing some research on it, and apparently they filed for bankruptcy, so they've closed down a lot of their stores. And there was even this one guy, an owner in Tuscaloosa, that's about 2 hours from here, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He tried to burn his store down for the insurance money, and he actually caught on fire, and it burned his head up and stuff. And he ran out of the building, and I saw his mugshot. He got arrested, and his head's all burned up and stuff. So don't commit arson. It should be done now. I've already gotten it out once and stirred it up. It's feeling very soupy, I'm not gonna lie. I may have used too much water. It does look kind of soupy, but other than the soupiness, it looks okay. Let's try some of it. Oh, it's hot. Oh my goodness. It's really good, actually. I wish I'd have brought some salt. It's really good. I'm going to let it cool off for a minute, though. I'm going to let it cool off for a minute before I can eat it, because it is extremely hot. While that cools off, I'm going to get my bag and everything set up for the night so I can crawl in there as soon as I'm done eating. Burn my tongue. Maybe some of that soupiness will go away as well once it cools off some. So, alright, I'll see you in just a minute. Even though I have my battery operated inflator, I'm just going to hand pump this because I think it'll help me warm up. I literally don't think I forgot anything. Well, I did forget one thing, but it's not a big deal. Sometimes I'll bring some Benadryl with me just because it makes me sleepy, and sometimes it can be really hard to fall asleep when I'm doing these camps. So, but yeah, I really didn't forget anything. I know that's going to disappoint some of you. Some of you love it when I forget stuff. And I'm trying for that not to become like my thing. So this is a good one. I didn't forget anything, I don't think. Hello. And then I've got this big sleeping bag. I got this at a thrift store in New Hampshire. It was like $9. I tried looking it up, but I can't find any information on it. It's made by, it says hollow fill, made by DuPont. So I think it's an old bag, but it's really thick. I have no idea what that it's actually rated for, but it feels to me to be the warmest out of all of my bags. Okay. Alright, I am going to take my food inside. It's still really hot, but I'm going to take it inside and get in my sleeping bag and eat. See you guys inside the tent. So my food is finally cold enough to eat. And I found my spork. So I don't have to eat with the plastic fork I had. And it thickened up a lot too. Like, it was very runny, but it got a lot thicker now. But I'm gonna eat this and I'll check back in with you guys before I go to sleep. I've had this cooling off for at least 15 minutes and it's still really hot. I figured it was so cold out here that it wouldn't take long at all, but I really wish I had some salt. The battery on my big camera died again. I have two batteries, they're both dead. So I'm using my small action camera. I'm glad I brought it. Wanted to show you this. I've shown this before in a video. It's called a ramune. It's a Japanese drink. It's really neat. It has a marble in the top of it, and when you press it down, the marble falls into the hole right here, and then you can drink it. Oh, it's so cool. It's really good too, but they're expensive. It's like $2 for 6.76 ounces. So that's why I only drink them every once in a while. But I'm gonna drink this, and I have a Snickers bar somewhere that I got from the discount grocery store. If I can find it, I'll read the date on it. I always like to see how old something is from the discount grocery store. Oh yeah, I have it inside my gloves with a thing of hot hands to keep it warm so it doesn't freeze on me. Let's see. 7/20/25. This thing isn't even expired. Awesome. I'm gonna eat my Snickers and I'm going to drink my ramune, and then I'm gonna turn in, try and get some sleep. I'm gonna get out of here as soon as the sun comes up. I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good morning. I have a really bad headache. It is about 7:30. I don't think my alarm went off or something, but I slept like an hour and a half longer than I wanted to. So I'm gonna get up and get my stuff packed up and get out of here. There was a car that kept pulling in last night. It was like a really loud truck. But other than that, it was a pretty good night. I stayed warm inside my bag, but it's freezing now. I'm gonna get up. Well, I'm all packed up, ready to go. All in all, it was a pretty good night. Other than it being extremely cold. Oh, look at this. But yeah, other than it being really cold, it was a good night. Not too much excitement. Honestly, this wasn't my first choice for camps, but after the car trouble and everything, this was just the easiest to get done. So I guess I was it's a little bit lazy, but the warmer it gets, the better the camps will get, I promise you. So if you've enjoyed them so far, stick around, because this summer I have some really, really cool stuff planned. I just don't want to do it while it's cold because I just don't enjoy it as much when I'm freezing, you know? I still have fun, but I could have a lot more fun if I wasn't freezing the whole time. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed, please think about doing so. Look, subscribe, and if 1 month from now you're like, dude, this guy sucks, then you can unsubscribe. Like, it's completely free to do that, and I will not hold it against you. But if you're still watching, subscribe, give me a chance, and these videos will keep getting better and better. Thank you to all of my subscribers already, and thank you again to all the people who've donated. If you would like to donate a few dollars to my gear fund, there's a link in the description. It's to a website called Buy Me a Coffee, and you can click that link, donate a few dollars, and I would be greatly appreciative if you did. You don't have to though. You can always just like the video. I really appreciate that as well. Comment below if you have any questions. I try and answer everyone. But that's gonna do it for me, guys, and I am going to make my escape. It is a pretty day. You wouldn't think it's as cold as it is. Alright, but that's it, guys. I will see you next week, and I think I'm gonna go camp in some woods next week, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of non-woods camping here lately, so I'm gonna find a cool spot in the woods somewhere. Alright, I'll see y'all next week. Bye, everybody.